When I know it's the other side of the ball, but you're a veteran, you're a leader in the locker room. You've been through things like this, I guess, in your career. A coordinator changing. What can you do to kind of maybe help out, talk to guys, like what the feeling of the locker room is, what your role can be?
I think when I really look at it from the teams that I've been in, the situations that I've been in, I mean, we damn lucky to have a quarterback like Josh Allen. And, all quarterbacks struggle, and at some point in their career they struggle or they have hard times, and that always looks the same, whether it's a turnover, a pick, or this misplay or a sack here, or a WTF moment from the quarterback position. But I think the max level for Josh Allen, which he's played at multiple times, is like nothing that I've ever seen before. When he sits back there and he has his target, or he's trying to make something happen and he connects, like his ceiling is higher than any other quarterback that I've been around. And I've been around some great ones. I played with some great ones. All the struggles and all the hard times throughout all the good quarterbacks that I've been around, it all kind of looks the same. And that's a good spot to be in. And like I explained to some of the guys earlier, like despite what it looked like, we are still very close. Throw the ball, drop pass turns into an interception. Fumble on the first play of the game. At the very, very end of the play, like we are very, very close. So I don't think it's time to start overcorrecting. Obviously, once you start overcorrecting and you start, okay, let's change this, you kind of lose your compass of what we do well and where we're trying to go. And it's definitely not time to do that. We lost 5 games. We've won 5 games. I know it's cliche, but we are still in control of all the things that we really want to do. We still play all the big dogs coming up. And, I still believe in this team. I still believe in the defense, offense, special teams. And, I wouldn't want to have it any other way. I wouldn't want to have any other quarterback, quarterback in this team other than Josh Allen. Like, even if I could trade and get another quarterback around the league, like, I just believe in Josh Allen and what he can do and his ceiling more than any other quarterback that I've ever been around. So
there was a significant change at coordinator. Yeah. So I mean, it's not necessarily how do you navigate through that as a leader on the team when that's not commonplace around here the last few years.
Yeah, I mean, it's very unfortunate because Dorsey has a family here, and he's investing in his team. And at his base level, I mean, just for me looking at it from the defensive side of the ball, like it wasn't all the offensive coordinator's fault. I can say that. It wasn't fumbling on the first play of the game, which is uncharacteristic for Cook. Is not Dorsey's fault. The guy caught the pass, dropped the pass, it turns into an interception. Like, that was a great play. That was a great decision. It's just, but at the end of the day, this is a business and somebody has, to take, fault for it, whether it be his fault or not. That's just how it goes. I've been a victim of it. I've been in that situation before. I've had moments like that where it's not necessarily, my fault, but at the end of the day, somebody has to take the blame for it. So that's just part of our league, and it's just part of the business. It's very unfortunate for Dorsey and all the things that he's had going for this team. He's committed to this team. He invested in this team. And, it's just unfortunate for sure.
You mentioned everything's in front of you. You feel like you guys aren't too far off despite the record. But the margin for error is pretty small at this point. Yeah. How do you balance that of not getting too drastic in terms of change, but knowing the results they have to immediate?
I'm just the type of guy, if the ship is going down, I'm still at the front saying, we can get this thing together. Like, everybody could be abandoned ship. Like, what is it, a Titanic, where the captain was still, in at the, what does they call it, the row? What's the thing called where you spinning the thing and it's got like the little knobs on it? He was still standing there. The wheel. He was still steering the ship, and everybody had abandoned ship, and he was just still standing there like the ship wasn't going down. That's me. That's one of my great characteristics of me. I'm super optimistic, and you could say that's one of my downfalls as well. Is I just cannot see things not going well for me or my team or anything that I'm involved with. And I think that's what has gotten me to this level, and I feel like that is what will continue to take me to the next level in my life. Is I just can't see anything negative happen. I don't like voicing negative things, and I just don't see it. You can address it and do everything you want, but my viewpoint on my life and the things that I have in my life is just, it'll always go well until it's not going well. And I have a lot of things that could indicate that. We still have a great team. You know, we've lost some games. If the Denver Broncos can feel excited about being 4-5 and feel like they're going to the playoffs and they can feel like they can do special things, I feel like we can do the same things too. We have a lot of things to be grateful for, just like they do too. And I know I didn't, comment on these things after the game. It's just, I really didn't have, much to say. I really, at that point in time, it was just, losing to your old team, and it just, for me, it just, really didn't, have. We won the game. We kicked missed the field goal, but no, we had 12 guys on the field. He comes back, he kicks the field goal. It looks like he's gonna miss that one too, but it goes in, and it was just, for the first time in my career, I just struggled with, the right thing to say at the right time. And, I love the Denver Broncos. Hats off to the Denver Broncos, and I'm happy for those guys. And, I'm happy that they have the momentum and they'll go and play the rest of their season to the best of their ability, and, good things will happen for them. One of the weird things, out of playing my old team, right? Obviously it wasn't a huge game for me. Like I had said before, I left on good terms. Everything was great. One of the weird things for me, actually being in my pads, walking out there, and, they had McGlinchey, Russ. These are two guys that I've played against, my whole career. So that was normal. But seeing Cortland Sutton in a different jersey was just so weird for me. It was like, do we shake hands? Do I look upset? Do I give him the mean eyes? Do we hug? It was just like the weirdest situation for me to be in. Like, and for the coin toss, we shake hands, and then after it was like, do I hug him again? Like, do we shake hands? Like, and it's like, no, I can't. You over there, I'm over here. Let me run to the sideline. That was one of the weirdest situations throughout that whole week playing my old team. And another flashback in time for me is when I first got to the stadium, and Flip, the equipment manager, standing in the same spot that he always stands in whenever we would play the Buffalo Bills as a Denver Bronco, the same exact spot. You come through the security, you're walking down the rails on the side, and Flip was standing in the exact same spot that he always stands in every time that I play for the Denver Broncos. So that was like a blast from the past, like seeing Flip in the same spot. And the guy, he doesn't age a bit, so it still felt like it was 2017 or 18 or 19 whenever we had those good times and we played the Buffalo Bills. So that was the two weirdest moments of that week. Other than that, it was just business as usual.
Now that you've had time to reflect, what was your perspective not being on the field for the final drive to help your team close it out against your former team?
We had, that's just the way it played out. That was just the way it played out. The rotation, they just happened to be, G and Greg, which they have been playing well that whole entire game. So, that's just the way it played out. They were ready to go. And like I said before, I don't really have, any pride in any of this. Like, if this is young Von, then it'd be like, okay, like, what's going on? But for me now, still recovering and still trying to, get back. It just is what it is. I'm not about to have any pride in that situation. Of course I want to be out there, and of course I want to play, but at the same time I want to win, more importantly than anything. So those guys are more than capable of going out there and making great plays, which we did. It was great play from both defensive ends. It wasn't like I could have, went in there and, outshine those guys. Those guys played at an amazing level, and, they were playing at an amazing level all game. So I don't have any pride in it. I just want to win games. I'm still recovering and trying to, get back to playing the type of football that I can play, and that's just part of it.
What do you think it's going to take for you to start playing that level of football again, and do you see that?
Yeah, I still do. I honestly still do. I feel like I'm still making those jumps. Last game I got a tackle. I got a tackle. I had quarterback pressures, and it was still progressing. And of course, I would want it to be a whole lot faster than what it's doing. But I can accept just any progress at all. Being in a stagnant position and not doing anything and just staying the same, I would be concerned about that. So just being able to have any progress is acceptable for me.
There's been so much commentary trying to diagnose what the problem is for you guys. Pat McAfee was talking to Schefter the other day, and he said there's something wrong with that locker room. Is there? Is there anything from your vantage point that's inside the building that's off?
Nope. There's nothing wrong with the locker room from my eyes, and that's something that I take personal because I am the locker room manager essentially. I've always been that in any team that I've ever been on, and that the case is still the same here. I definitely don't feel like we have a problem in the locker room. We got a team full of great guys in here. We all hang out. We are great at communicating, and we are great at the delivery of that communication. So I think we're in a good spot. And then of course you want to come up with something. Like Buffalo Bills, we're supposed to be undefeated right now. So of course you got to come up with something. But that's just not the case. It's just little things that happen, like fumbling the ball on the first play of the game, which is so uncharacteristic of James Cook. That's not a locker room issue. Dropping a pass from Gabe Davis is so uncharacteristic. That's not a locker room type of deal. If guys are fighting on the side and we're yelling and screaming and the coaches, that is a locker room issue, and we don't have that. And to be honest with you, I always like to be honest with the media. Even if it was, I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't tell you guys. I probably would. I probably would tell you guys that there's something going on. I would try to fix it before I tell you guys that. But being honest, I really don't think that there is anything going on in the locker room for sure.
What has allowed Ed Oliver to really take a jump up this year?
I think it's just him and the growth that he's had as a person on and off the football field. He's still fighting through injury, and I don't think many people, know that. He's still fighting through injury, and he's still being productive as he's been. He's the best version of Ed Oliver that I've seen, whether I've been on the Buffalo Bills or just watching from afar. And I think he's just starting to understand the way he fits into the defense. He's the point guard of our defense. Everything. If Ed Oliver is balling out, our defense is having a great day. And, it's rare that the defense really revolves around one player like that. And that's the case with Ed, whether he gets a sack or not. He's just so disruptive in the middle of the field, and it allows opportunities for everybody else around him. And I think it's just his understanding of the game, his understanding of himself. It's just all coming to a head right now. And, he should have had three sacks in that game, and I think it goes unnoticed because you see Russ running around and scrambling, but Ed was the one who caused that disruption most of the time. He was really killing the inside of the offensive line in this past game. So he's been playing great for us, and he's going to continue to play great. And he's fighting through injury. That's the scary part about it. When he gets to playing like he know he can, it'll just be another jump for us, and hopefully that'll be right when we need it at the end of the season.
How do you guys, you were here watching Josh's end of the press conference, and he is so hard on himself. He takes it very personally. How do you guys reach him, you and your teammates? Because to us, he just seems so, for lack of a better word, low right now.
Sometimes I think about what I'm going through, and the challenges that I'm going through, trying to get back to playing the type of football that I play, and sometimes it just feels like, dang, I'm struggling to try to find what it is, and as hard as I feel about myself and getting back there and trying to play the type of ball that I play, it's a limit to that because Josh is the franchise player, and I can only imagine. I can't even imagine how he feels, you know, because it all starts and ends with the quarterback. So I'm hard on myself, and it's hard I wouldn't say it's hard, but it's challenging for me to, like, you know, navigate through those challenges and that adversity, and I can't even imagine what Josh is going through. So my role in helping Josh is to let him know that I have his back, right or wrong. I believed in him when everybody was talking about him being the MVP of the league and this and that. I believe in him then, and I believe in him now. My love is unconditional, whether he throws 7 touchdowns in a game or he has 7 picks. And I would rather him have 7 touchdowns, but you know, my love for Josh is unconditional, whether he has success or he doesn't have success. And we need Josh to be Josh. And of course, we need him to continue to develop and continue to evolve. And I think, you know, he's his biggest critic as well. And I think he's very aware of that. At the same time, you know, if you're really, really passionate about something like Josh is about football and taking this organization to a championship level, if you're really, really passionate about that, when you have moments like we did as a team this Sunday and the week before, and all 5 of our losses, like you really take that. You take that on your shoulders. Like, you know, I've been the franchise guy, but nothing like being the franchise quarterback. So it is a huge weight that you have that you really can't hide. And I don't think you want to be good at hiding, you know, that challenge or hiding that adversity. He's super passionate about taking this, not only this franchise, but this whole city to the next level. You know, he's the mayor of Buffalo and Orchard Park. You know, and when we're not having success, and you don't hear that hey, that song that we play after we win touchdowns, after we get touchdowns and the crowd going crazy, and if you're not delivering on that, like, it is a huge, you know, pressure that you have on your shoulders. And, you know, my job is to really just show them that it's not all one person, and it takes all of us to help out with that one person's job. It's not all Josh. I wouldn't trade Josh for anybody else in the league, past or future or whatever, any of the greats that ever played the game. I wouldn't trade Josh for any of those guys. Like, his ceiling is something that I've never, when he sits back there all tall and stuff, and he has this guy and he's throwing the ball and the trajectory on the ball, and whether it's Diggs or Gabe Davis or Dalton Kincaid catching it, like, there is no better feeling than that. And we just gotta get back to it. And it's you know, we're 5-5. Like, we're 5-5. Like, I know the standards are extremely high, but we're still good. Would love to be better. This game coming up, this game that we have coming up, is essentially a playoff game. You know, for us, we lost to the Jets, you know, the first week of the season. Now we have them at home, and we've been struggling. They're coming off a loss. We're coming off a loss. It's essentially a playoff game for both of us. So it's a really, really tough time for everybody in this facility, and especially for Josh. But I wouldn't trade any of these guys for anybody else, for sure.